Manchester.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Hope everyone's doing good today. It's another Monday. It's meant to be the 10th of June, but it feels like it is the middle of February. It's wet and it's cold and it's miserable. But we are here, hopefully, to put a smile on your faces today. I'm joined, as always, goes without saying, by my husband Jimbo. How are you, Jimbo?
Good, thank you. Very windy out there looking at it. Looks like it's going to
I
storm.
know. It's horrible. I had to take my car this morning early to get it MOT'd. And it was pigging freezing. I had to get my jumper out. But you know what? It is what it is. I'd be moaning if I was sat here melting, but it would be nice to have somewhere in between. Chang was meant to be joining us today, but he's poorly. So get well soon, Chang. We're thinking of you.
Yeah.
Hope you feel better soon. There seems to be loads of germs going about. Finally on the mend. William's just getting over it as well. So big up, Chang. Stay warm, stay cozy, and get well soon. But let's have a look. He's in the chat. We have got Drew Lala gets first place today. Hi, Drew La. Hope you're well, my lovely. We also have Jess in the chat. Big up, Jess. Hope you're doing good. Make sure everyone goes over and sub to Jess's channel. Also, Eltel Cockerell. Make sure everyone goes over and subs to Eltel. Good afternoon, the wonderful Kate and Jim and all the chatters. Big up to you, Jose. Afternoon, Aaron. Good to see you, sir. Hope you're doing well. Nice to see you nice and all that malarkey. Chrysandro's here. Yes, poor Chang is poorly, so big up Chang. But good to see Chrysandro. Ronnie's here. Weather's pants next 2 weeks going to be the same. Boo to that. Maybe we're going to have an Indian summer this year and it'll be a boiling hot September. Who knows? Destiny is here. Hi, Destiny. Waving at us. Hope you're well, lovely. Barbaric Disdain in the house. Hope you are doing good. Lovely to see you as always. Obviously, great. Oh my God, speak, woman. Obviously, the Euros start on Friday of this week, with England's first game being on Sunday, which is obviously Father's Day. Yes, good point, Aaron. Sending love and best wishes to poor Alan Hansen, who is also seriously ill in hospital. Yeah, sad news. But yeah, England's first game on Sunday. After watching their last game, was it Iceland we played? It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, Iceland.
I mean, I don't know what to say about England. I get cheesed off with watching them. This guy has got stars all over the place, and he can't do anything with them. I think we miss Harry Maguire massively, actually. I mean, Jim, I don't want to harper on about it too long. Big up, James. But
Right,
you know,
James.
what do you make of England? Has it made you a bit more nervy about going into the Euros? Because I thought we were awful.
No, it's a warm-up game. He tries different things. They're trying different players. It should be Iceland, even if we had our worst team out there. But look, it's a big scout for them, so they're going to be trying their hardest, and we're trying different things, different players. I don't take much notice of the friendlies, even though England weren't good. But let's see when the tournament starts. Let's hope that he puts his strongest team out. And I think they were lacking a bit of creativity. Creativity. That's it.
Well, that's where we miss Madders, Grealish, that sort of player. I also
Yeah,
do really think they were missing Maguire in the back. I don't know whether you agree with that.
yeah, maybe he does play well for England. He plays a lot better for England than he does his club. You're right. Yeah, he's not very well liked, is he, Southgate? But I think this will be his last tournament anyway.
I just think he's one of these managers that no matter what, we're never going to win anything underneath him. He just, I
He doesn't
love.
inspire you.
No, and I really enjoyed the whole tournaments of England, like the big World Cups, the Euros. But in the same breath, I dread it because I just don't enjoy watching us play anymore. I just don't think he really. I don't think he plays the team in a way that gets the best out of the team. If that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Mm.
But like I said, I didn't want to harbour on about it too long. We have our first, exactly that, waistcoat out. We have our first game on Sunday. I think it's an 8:00 kickoff. So we'll see what happens there before we overreact. Cassandra says Maguire wouldn't have been available to the knockout stages, unfortunately, which is why he's not in the squad. Oh, okay. Didn't realise that. The players didn't want to get injured
Yeah,
for
his injury.
try. Yeah, there is that as well, James. There is that. But on to the business of today, which is transfer news. Where shall we start? Let's start with this one. Not that one, this one. Celtic hero Kyogo Furuhashi
So
breaks
there's something
silence.
funny.
Go on.
I just got a message saying they're taking a big percentage off the England shirts if you want to buy one.
I think they are. But apparently, Celtic have reportedly signalled that Kyogo will not be allowed to leave the club during this summer's transfer window unless an offer of at least £25 million is received. He's 29 years old. He scored 73 goals, registered 15 assists in 133 matches for Celtic. In all competitions, including 19 goals and 5 assists in 50 appearances during the 23-24 campaign. Now, I always thought Ange might go in for this guy. You know, he brought him into Celtic. He knows him. This guy thrives in the Ange Postecoglou system. It's an inexpensive purchase when you compare it to other strikers. Do you think this is a possibility, Jim, that we might go in and try and get Kyogo from Celtic?
Well, there's always a possibility, Kate, because he knows the player. But it comes down to I think that he did promise Celtic. This is what I read, that he wouldn't raid them. But it has been a season now, so yeah, it's possible. But it's 29. Well, how old's Tony? He's 28, isn't he?
I think so. Let me look. Ivan Toney.
I think he's 28.
28, yeah, 28.
Yeah. Yeah, it's possible. And I mean, at that price, his strike rate's good, isn't it? Very good.
Yeah.
So it's possible, but will it happen? I don't think so.
Big up to Defar Show's coming, and also Shem. Lovely to see Shem. He's asking about your arm.
Yeah, it's still not good. It's still very weak. I'm waiting. I've had my X-rays done. I'm waiting for the specialist to call me. There was another mess up that they made. They were meant to call me, and then they didn't call. So I'm still waiting to see the results of my last X-rays. But it's still not good, Sham. It's nowhere near back to normal. I can use it, but it's nowhere near back to normal.
He's actually 29. Yeah, he's 29 next March, Ivan Toney. Big up Simon Cohen. Big up Matthew. Go on.
Well, I'd like us to buy a younger striker.
That's okay, I just think I'm surprised there's not been any links with us going for him, because Ange absolutely loves him. They've got a very, very close bond. I could just see it happening because it's an inexpensive transfer, but I just wanted to get your thoughts. He did say in his interview that there's still lots that he wants to do, but eventually he wants to go back to Japan and finish his career there. So it was just something I saw and wanted to put out there for opinions on whether you thought it could happen. In other club news, Newcastle United have reportedly entered discussions over a potential move for Burnley goalkeeper James Trafford. Trafford, 21, made 28 appearances for Burnley last year, but he lost the number one spot at Turf Moor in the final stages of the season. He's got a contract till 2027, but there's currently speculation surrounding his future, with a number of clubs thought to be interested. Newcastle have contacted Trafford to register their interest, and the Magpies have been told Burnley want 20 million for his services. Trafford, who was in England's preliminary squad for the summer's Euros, is allegedly wanted by Newcastle to provide competition for Nick Pope. Any thoughts on?
Yeah, he's a good keeper. It's he's a really good keeper, I think. But is he going to want to be a number two, or is he going to want to start wanting to be a number one? I don't know.
Well, he got dropped as the number one for Burnley at the end of the season, so.
Yeah, we need a good number two, Kate. That's something we do need, and it's not talked about a lot.
Yeah, I agree.
We do. I mean, even Foster's, he's had his day, hasn't he? Yeah. So if something happened to Vicario, you know,
oh god,
we'd
have that kid in, wouldn't we? That kid would step in. I can't remember his name, but he would. Lovely, thanks for that. Question here from Aaron says, "Would either of you two take Solanke?" No, is my answer.
Yeah, I'm not keen. I don't. I think we need better.
Yeah, he's had one good season. I don't think that people are reactionary that he is a good signing. I wouldn't take him personally, but I have got some news on him, which I'll get into in a bit. Excuse me, everyone. Big up to you, Aaron Lawrence. Good to see you. We're good, thank you. Hope you're well. Burnley won't make it cheap as 20% goes to Man City. Well, they want 20 million, so I don't think they're going to budge on it, but we'll see where that develops. I just picked out the stories that were sort of the latest news. We was only talking about Palhinha last week, funnily enough, because we was talking about possibly being linked to him. But he said, for the second time in as many summers, Palhinha has agreed a move to Bayern Munich. According to German journalists, the two clubs are talking about a fee in the region of 38 million. Now, I like this guy. I would absolutely love to have him at Spurs, and 38 million is a good price. However, he has got a history of injuries, I'm sure. Any thoughts on that, Jim? I mean, they tried to get him last time, but because Højbjerg wouldn't go, if I'm right, it all fell through. It was like so. I mean, it apparently they've got an agreement in place. What do you think?
Yeah, we spoke about him before, and I was never really that interested about talking about him, Kate, because I think that I always thought that he would go to Bayern. That's where he wants to go. He seems to have his heart set on it, doesn't he? As we found out last season, he even went there, I believe, didn't he? And then had to come back.
Yeah. So he did. He did.
So I just think he wants to go there. He'll end up there. If he wanted to come to us, he would have said, wouldn't he?
Yeah, apparently the fee is 38 million pounds. Spurs. That's the latest news. This is from Sky Sports and Talk Sport. Both saying 38 mil. So, I do think I'm sure he gets injured a lot, and that would concern me. But it looks like he's on the move, but we'll see. But yeah, I see Drula put something about it. This was the news this morning. While Benjamin Sesko appears to be the player that Arsenal are focusing their attention on, it seems the Gunners won't be putting all their eggs in a basket. And the Daily Express has suggested that the club are considering a move for Bournemouth's Solanke, who is thought to have a £65 million release clause. I don't see that happening. If it does, I'll be absolutely... I don't know what I'll be. I'll be blown away, because they could get Tony for less than that. And he's a far better player, although he's older. I mean, Jim, what's your thoughts on that? Do you think there's any truth in that?
I don't know. It's an Arsenal funny team, isn't they? I mean, Havertz come out of the blue. I didn't think they'd even consider Havertz. He come out of the blue. They bought him, and I was surprised when they bought who's the one they bought from City? Not
Who are you talking?
Jesus. Not Jesus. The other one.
Zinchenko.
Yeah, I was surprised when they bought him as well. But nothing surprises me with Arsenal because they do things that are out of the ordinary. So if they bought him, it wouldn't surprise me. But I'd rather they bought him than we bought him. If you want to know the truth.
Big up, Lisa. Yeah, I am feeling more human. Still can't get rid of this cough, but much, much better. Thank you for asking. But yeah, that blew me away a little bit, that whole Arsenal in for Solanke. Not sure I believe
He's not
that.
worth 65 million, is he? Let's be honest. Bloody hell.
No. Manchester United set Jadon Sancho asking price. According to the BBC, the Red Devils are expected to accept offers as low as £40 million for the England forward. Now, yes, that's a good price, I think, for a player like Sancho, but his wages, if I remember rightly, are astronomical.
I think are they 3.5?
I'm just going to see if I can find out what he's on. Jadon Sancho wage. I mean, do you rate Sancho, Jim? Yeah, he's on 300,000 a week.
Yeah, I knew he was up in that price range. I like him. I really like him. But it's hard to say. We haven't seen him for a while, have we? He's just put in the doldrums. And I don't understand why. There must be a reason behind it. Arsenal do.
Yeah, so, I mean...
Maybe he fell out with Ten Hag, I take it. That he must have fell out with Ten Hag. And was put in the doldrums. But I really like him. I mean, he was looking really good, wasn't he, before all that crap happened at Man United.
I mean, some reports say that he earns as much as 350,000 a week, but
that's what I read. I read that, but so when you said 300, it wasn't. I thought it must be someone's exaggerated at 3.5.
I would think unless somebody like Saudi come in, he is going to have to look at taking a wage cut. Because that's astronomical. Those wages. Good afternoon, AJ. Hope you're well. Okay. Good afternoon, Adrian, as well, who has got a new channel coming out soon. Hope you're well, sir. And also to our favourite, excuse me, our favourite Irishman, Paddy Hartnett, who says, "Afternoon, you wonderful people. I wouldn't take Sancho as his attitude stinks. And the last thing we want is a player that don't like that. Plus, I don't think Ange would want that either." Yeah. Again, rumours of a stinking attitude with Jadon Sancho. So,
yeah, I don't know why. I can't confess to know why they. I didn't know it was his attitude. All I know is that they fell out.
Yeah. Well, you never really know both sides of the story, do you? Because they come out and say he fell out with the manager, but then we don't know why or in what context that happened. But it's a shame because I think he's a very talented player, but those wages, like Love Spurs says, I mean, Levy, I think, would die on the spot if somebody asked for that sort of wage. Another bit of news today. It's not really news. It's just, well, it is news, I suppose. Tottenham set to make...
just before you move on to the next thing, look, if Tottenham want to move forward as a club, right, we all know now that we're making massive money, right? The club's making big money. And if we want to move forward as a club and we want to start winning stuff and going for the title, he's going to have to pay more wages. That's as simple as that. If you want top players in, you've got to pay top wages. It's just I don't particularly agree with some of the money that some of them earn, but that's just the way it is now. So if we do want to move forward and get top players in, he's going to have to pay top wages. Otherwise, they're not going to come. So
big up to the man, the myth, the legend, John James. Hope you're well and had a nice weekend, my lovely. Yeah, it says here Tottenham did not have time to replace Harry Kane last summer, but expected to do so this time around. Whilst Timo Werner has already signed on loan, Spurs are keen to strengthen the area of their squad, and according to reports, they are set to table an offer of around 40 million to sign Tony. Excuse me, sorry, I've got a real tickle. Jim, what's your thoughts on us bidding for Ivan Toney?
I think if we get him for 40 million, then it's not too bad, is it? Because I mean, if you want a top striker, you've got to pay top money because they're few and far between now. You know, they're out there. Jasper, shush, they're out there, right? But you've got to pay big money to get a top striker. It's probably the most important place on the pitch, the one who puts the ball in the back of the net. So I suppose if you've got Tony and he had 2 or 3 years in him being at the top, it's not too bad. But I would prefer to go for a younger one that we're going to have for a nice few years, a top younger one. But it's hard because it's the money side of it. I don't know how much money Tottenham have got to spend, and they've got a few areas they got to strengthen. So when you look at Tony for 40 million, if you got him for 40 million, that's not a bad deal, is it? Because he does score. Kate, you gone? I can't hear you. Kate.
Sorry. Yes, I'm all right, John. I've just got a cough and I cannot shift it. Sorry. I was going to say he hasn't hit the form that he had previously to his ban. Tony, I don't think he's back to his best, which is concerning. You've also got the whole Ange is so fanatical about the sort of person that he has in his squad, and he won't have someone with baggage, and he won't have this, and he won't have that. Does he actually fit with Ange's philosophy? I don't know. I'm not sure what I think about Tony. He can score some brilliant goals, and he knows where the net is. But I kind of feel like you do, Jim, and would rather go for a younger prospect, I think. But it'd be interesting to see. Big up Paul G. A lot of people think that Tony will end up at West Ham, which is me personally. That's where I think he'll end up.
I could see him at West Ham. I could see him being a West Ham player.
Yeah, me too. I don't think he'll obviously be at Brentford. I mean, this is unreal. He's only been getting 20 grand a week at Brentford. I wouldn't. Yeah, 40 million, huge risk with his off the pitch issues. I wouldn't cry if we sign him, but I would be a little bit disappointed.
Yeah, he's one of these players that puts. I mean, I watch a lot of other people on YouTube, you know, when they put content out, and he's one of these ones that's divided the fan base. There's a lot of people would love him. Yeah, look, Paul says it would be good.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that don't want him. But I think that if he come, he would do a job for us. But if we don't get him, I'm not really that bothered. So,
yeah. I mean, yeah, this is it, John. Tony at one point it was like he could have his choice of anywhere in the world where he wanted to go. Everyone wanted him, and now all of a sudden, no disrespect to West Ham, but the lesser clubs are being more linked to the likes of Tony. Osherman, I mean, 130 million release clause, ridiculous. I don't think he is anywhere near that level for me. When I look at a Benjamin Sesko, obviously when I spoke about him on the terrace, didn't know as much about him. I knew a bit about him, but I've looked into him more. He's a 45 million release clause. Not that I think Tottenham would get him because he has got a lot of big clubs in the Champions League touting for him. But he is a much better investment than an Ivan Toney, in my opinion. He's only 21. I think it was 21 last Friday. And
who was that, Kate? Sorry, the dog was in my ear.
Benjamin Sesko.
Right.
But it looks like Arsenal are going to win the race. Arsenal want him. Chelsea want him. He's a really good young prospect. He plays at RB Leipzig at the minute, and he's a beast as well. He's 6'5". So he's an absolute beast. But like I say, he is being touted by a lot of the big teams and a lot of teams that can offer in Champions League football. But what I'm trying to say is he is 45 mil. Tony's 40 mil. Tony's 29 or 28, and this kid's 21. So, yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, I think Arsenal will end up getting him, but then Arsenal were linked with Zubimendi last year, and they were saying that's pretty much done. It never happened. So it'd be interesting to see where he ends up I genuinely would have to think long and hard if it was 20 million, it could cost us heavily in other ways. Yeah, it is a risk. Osherman's a glorified Lukaku. Yep, I don't rate Osherman at all. Certainly not 130 million pounds worth. Big Up Richard says, how are you? And also, how's your family, loved ones, friends? Prayers and thoughts go out to Alan Hansen. Get well soon, fight on. Yeah, we said this earlier. Sad news, but hopefully he will battle through, and thinking of him and his family. Isak is another one with a huge release clause. Yeah, I mean, Newcastle have already said they would only sell him for 200 mil. Now, I'm sure if someone come in for 150 million, they'd sell him, but that's a hell of a lot of money.
And that ain't Tottenham.
No. Pender is my choice. There's been links with us. There has been links with us. Now you can see why Ange would prefer 250 mil players. The 100 million pound touted now are way overpriced and have issues. How would Tony be a risk if it was 20 mil? Well, if he did go back to doing what he did before, which I'm not saying he would, because people change and learn lessons and whatnot, but he could end up banned for a whole season. And then what? Big up Chelsea boy, good to see you, sir. There are gems out there in the football world. Yes, there are.
Yeah.
Isak is one of them. Mentality and character aren't what Ange's looking for to start with, and plus, if he relapses and is caught betting again and picks up an even longer ban, our striker's out all season. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, I think we're all dreaming of an Isak to come to our club. Another player we talked about on Friday.
Exactly, if only.
What, Jim?
Sorry, I froze or you froze.
Oh, we were linked with this player on Friday, Yusuf Nesri. Apparently, he has approved a Man United transfer. It says Man United are keen on Benjamin Sesko, but face big competition for the player, so have turned their attentions elsewhere, with Seville's Yusuf Nesri said to be a target. And according to journalist Rudy Galetti, a bid will soon be tabled. It's also claimed the Moroccan international has approved the deal. I actually thought this one might actually happen with Spurs, but it looks like this guy is going to be going to Man United. It's amazing how quickly things turn around, because on Friday I was saying this guy is heavily linked to Spurs and it looks like it's going to happen, and he said yes to Tottenham. And then today, 3 hours ago, it breaks that he said yes to Man United. Jim, do you think a lot of it's paper talk and just a load of old nonsense?
I'm a little bit confused with Man United, because we've not heard anything about Ten Hag, right? Is he staying or is he going? And they're linked to all these players, and like that Yusuf is meant to have said yes.
Yeah.
He's meant to have said yes to Man United, but are they going to buy players without a new manager in place, or are they keeping Ten Hag? It's all very
strange.
It's all got a bit quiet up there, isn't it?
It was said on Friday that we will find out Ten Hag's future, and it will be made more clear as to what's going to happen and whether he's staying. And nothing is clearer. We're in exactly the same position. Nobody knows. I mean, I still think Ten Hag will be there at the start of the season. I'm just not sure that they can go out and get anyone better. And I think he's earned another season there, winning them the FA Cup. But yeah, you're right. I mean, if they do start bringing in these players, you've got to expect that he is staying and he's approved it.
Yeah.
I mean, John James says, "Are we getting him? Didn't have a clue we were linked. Everything's so hush hush in our club right now. I kind of like it and I don't." Yeah, it's frustrating because I suppose the biggest thing is you don't know who's going to be at the helm, but I'm sure it will all come to light soon enough. Paul says Tony for 20 mil would be a no-brainer. I mean, it's not going to be 20 anyway. They want 40, but yeah, I mean, different people have got different views on it. Big up,
Leo.
Hi Leo. Leo, good to see you.
Are you still camping? He was camping up in the mountains.
Oh, lovely.
He sent me some photos, but I don't know if he's still there. I would imagine so, because I think he only went yesterday. So,
let us know. Man United need to sell as they have FFP PSR issues. Well, people keep saying that so and so has and so hasn't. I don't understand about this FFP business. There's a lot of shenanigans go on.
There's a lot of this. People saying they are right, but the clubs are saying coming out and saying they're not. I think because they want to sell players and they want to get top money. But
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of teams that are in a little bit of trouble, but are not admitting it.
Would
So
you
they
buy
get the best
one
price for their
marquee?
players.
Would you buy one marquee signing or buy a few 30 to 40 million pound players?
I would buy Eze in a heartbeat, and then work. Whatever they've got left, work around that. But I think we would love to see Eze come in.
Yeah, I
And
will go
it
on
looks
to
like
it.
it's going to be around 60 million mark, then it plus add-ons.
I mean, for me, this window is all about quality, not quantity. As much as we need 4, 5, 6 players and more, I'd rather get 2 or 3 top quality players come in and then look again in the winter window, rather than buy a
Yeah.
few average or I don't want potential. I want ready-made players that walk into our first team and improve them, not players for the future. AJ says, so you'd buy him regardless. What if he picked up a season-long ban, 20 mil plus his wages for a player that wouldn't be playing? Yeah, there is that risk. There is that risk, of course. How long
Kate,
before the Hill?
can I just say on that one? There's that risk with anyone. We don't know what's happening in all their private lives.
Yeah.
You know, so because he's done it doesn't mean he's going to do it again, but it could happen with a different player.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Richard. Too many backhanders and corruption in football. I agree. Tony will expect big wages. I see another Ndombele, not worth the risk. Go for younger. Yep. We have 10 players leaving, which will help getting the newbies in. Yeah, I mean, well, we say everyone's working for Eze. We all did the same with Madders. Yeah, but isn't that what every fan does with their club and
Yeah,
players
it's
they're
what we
linked
do.
to?
If you like a player and you want him.
Yeah. Yeah, I think buying any player from another league is a biggest risk because you never know how they're going to change and adapt to the Premier League. But even we've seen it with even the likes of Madison, the step up from playing at Leicester to now playing at Spurs, the pressure's different. Basuma, so yeah, it's all a big risk. The whole transfer market is a big risk. Maybe have it in his contract if he gets banned for that again. Not sure if that's possible. Possibly. You think Elise is a bit overhyped? We'll go on to him in a second. Give me a sec. Oh, he came home last night.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's nice getting quality players, but do they fit manager's style of play? That goes for all clubs. Yeah, that's what they've got to fit the style of play. That's paramount. Arsenal talking Sesko versus Osman. Well, for me, I'd go I don't think it's spelled Sesko, but I think it's Seshko. For me, I would go for the younger option. For the ceiling's higher, and I think Osman for 130 million is ridiculous. But there we go. We will see who they choose. Chelsea. Moving on to Chelsea, they are already one signing into the transfer window with Tosin Adarabioyo on a 4-year contract. According to journalist Felix Johnson, Chelsea have now held fresh talks to sign Michael Elise from Palace and currently lead the race for his signature. I mean, it looked like at one point he was definitely going to go to Manchester United. Now it's looking like he might go to Chelsea. Do you think this guy is hyped up, Jim? Do you rate him? What's your thoughts on Elise?
No, I like him. I think he's a very good player. But I'm just absolutely dumbfounded how Chelsea just can spend so much money. And if they're talking about, I mean, they haven't sold anyone yet, have they? I know they're releasing some, haven't they?
Yeah, I don't know if they've sold anyone yet.
Tesco.
It's not. They're joking.
Well, let's call him Tesco. I like that. It just it amazes me that they're talking about buying already. I don't know. I'm just absolutely. I don't know if anyone else in the chat feels the same as me, but I'm just so confused with all this PPS, whatever it's called,
PSR and
FFP.
FFP.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
honestly, it gives me a headache because they just seem to, but teams just seem to spend what they want, and I mean the teams like Everton and um, Forest are getting deducted points, and there's got to be teams like Chelsea. Sorry, Mark, and Chelsea boy, but and City that have got to be breaking the rules much more than them. There's got to be. I mean,
I
how can Chelsea spend £1 billion and now they're talking about buying other players? It's just like it's mind-boggling for me. It just confuses me.
David says Brian Daigle just mentioned Elise as a release calls about 35 mil. They've come out and said that's not true, that it's actually more in the region of 50 to 60 million. I believe it's very, very similar to Eze's. They're both around 50, 60 million pounds. So it's not as low as 35 mil. We're selling Brozier and Hall to fund him. I'm sorry, but how would Chelsea sign anyone when they have to recoup somewhere in the region of 100 mil? And Mark says we sell players. That's how, Jimbo.
Yeah, but who have you sold? I haven't seen you've sold anybody.
Do you know what? Everybody's saying the same thing, and it seems to be one rule for one rule for everyone else.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mark. You know what I think the world of you, Mark. But I am absolutely confused to the hilt with Chelsea and City, the way they spend money, and they can just go and buy other players. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not. I just don't read enough on it. I don't know, but it's confusing to me.
Chelsea have to sell someone this month. I reckon we should bid for Palmer, but apparently they're selling a training ground. Yeah, I mean, if you imagine that, Palmer.
Well, I read, all right, Steve. I read that they were trying to sell the training ground in a hotel, and it got refused because it's breaking another rule or something. I don't know.
Oh, bless you, Leo. It's actually not voting yet, but the Football Content Awards yesterday have opened their nominations for loads of different categories. But if anyone would like to nominate me for Best New Content Creator, I'll get the link and I'll put it in the chat. Yeah, just be nice to be nominated, even if I don't win. It'd just be quite nice to be nominated. So yeah, thanks for pointing that out, Leo. I didn't know whether to say anything, and I thought, no, I'm not going to mention it because yeah, I was a bit embarrassed. But it would be nice to have a little nomination in there. Let me see. That's thrown me completely. We will sell Hall. He's already away to Newcastle, and Broya go for 30. Lukaku for 38. Matson 35, and I could keep going if you like.
Yeah, but the thing is, Mark, right? Look. Before you move on to any more chat, the thing is, Mark, it's all right saying, right, that you're going to sell these players. They're not sold yet. We've got like 12 players we're trying to get rid of, but saying that they're Lukaku for 38 or whatever, 35 for Metson, whatever, they're not sold. So you get it's nothing to say they're going to be sold. It's all right having them up for sale, but you've got to sell them.
Yeah. Yeah,
We've had players up for sale for years, haven't gone.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. AJ said your club have to recoup over 100 mil, even if you sell Conor Gallagher for 50, which would be pure profit. You have to find another 50 just to break even. It is very peculiar, this whole FFP PSR business for me. Please nominate. I'm just writing this in chat, sorry. I mean, I thought Chelsea was selling a hotel. Then I read it had fallen through. Then I heard they were selling the training ground. I don't know what the situation is. It's all very strange. Jim, I mean, do you understand?
I mean,
I
what's
don't
it come to,
understand
mate? What's football come to, right? When the club has to sell their training ground in a hotel, right?
I know.
To fund to get back in line and fund their transfer deals, right? I mean, look at Barcelona. They sold their TV rights, didn't they? Because they were in so
Yeah.
much trouble. But I mean, what's football come to when people are selling their training grounds?
Yeah, I know. Big up Cole Simpson. Good to see you. What's that? There's yes, Kate. There's an issue with Chelsea asset sales not approved by the F. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Pin message, right? I tried to put the link in, Kate, but it's too long. Maybe you can put it in. I have put it in. I'll get it up in a minute. I might not even get any votes because you've got to be nominated first and shortlisted. So we'll see. We'll see. It's quite funny. I mean, I said to Jim this morning, the
No,
chance.
go back one. Go back one. Go back one's Paddy. I like that one.
Well, it isn't just a guy loves Spurs, is it? I can just do this, and it's back to being my channel all over again.
Mark, that might be the case. They might want to go to Chelsea, not come to Tottenham. But we're in a position to buy players, and unfortunately, the way your club, right, conduct themselves, they've put themselves in a shit situation. You know, where
Yeah.
you've got this guy come in, bought the club, and just thrown money at it left, right, and centre, and bought players that you don't even want now. I mean, it's madness. You know, I'm not having a pop at you, Mark. I'm just saying that's how your clubs run, and it's just. I mean, people can moan
Yeah,
about
they've done
leaving,
my
but
MOT
at least they've
already.
run properly. Huh?
They've done my MOT. They've sent me a video. I don't know what that means. I'll have to watch it in a bit. But it's done, I think. There's the
Right.
link. I have pinned it to the top of the chat. If you do want to nominate the channel, it'd be for best new content creator. But if you don't, it's fine. But there it is for anyone that was asking. Premier League clubs are being defensive in saying they don't have PSR FFP issues as they would be forced to make player sales at reduced prices. Yeah, I did say that Friday. Yeah, we're talking about Chelsea still. FFP can F off. Yes. Oh, great. Big up, Ben. Hope you had a lovely time in Milano.
Benjamin.
Good to see you back. Big up, Niall. They sign random players from South America and make excuses. Oh, we sold hotels and blah, blah. Shady club. Yeah, they are a shady club. I am going to do some sort of prediction next season. Anyone that's a member, if you go to my page, my community page, if you're a member, there's a post that says pick who you think will win the Euros. You get to choose your team, and then if you're one of the people that pick the correct team, there'll be a draw and you will win something. I can't tell you what it's going to be yet because I haven't decided, and it depends which club you support. So make sure if you're a member, you go over and get your entry in because they close on Thursday. I vote for you, Kate. Just stop Ellie talking about the old days. Ellie is actually setting up her own channel, so Ellie won't be on here as much, I'm afraid. Which player will be the best signing of the summer? I think Benjamin Sesko could prove to be one of the signings of the summer. If it goes the way it could go, this guy could be a world-class striker, in my opinion. Clubs like City and Chelsea that have gained through breaking the rules at the cost of other clubs that abide should be punished to the fullest extent allowed. I agree.
I'm kind of on the fence with this, Kate. I don't. The owners have screwed us both, to be honest. I'm kind of on the fence because I think it's unfair for the supporters, right? Even though they've got to be punished for what they've done. But the supporters are the ones who spend the money, who buy the tickets, who go to the grounds and buy the food and the drink and all that. And they get punished, and all they've done is supported their club.
Yeah.
You know, it's such a hard situation because they need to be punished for what they've done, breaking the rules. But at the end of the day, it is the supporters that suffer, and it's the supporters that are. Go on.
I was just going to say, can I say a massive big up to the 270 people watching on Twitter? Big up to you all. And also the 78 watching on YouTube. So a massive turnout this morning. If you're on Twitter and you get a chance, please do come over and subscribe to the channel. Just to go love Spurs because it all helps to get us out there. But big up to everyone watching. Anyone watching on replay, massive big up to you as well. Is Darwin Nunez good enough? I like him, but he's a bit of a Werner. He misses as many as he scores, let's be fair. In fact, he misses more than he scores. But I do like him. I just don't know if he's clinical enough. What's your thoughts on Darwin, Jim?
Yeah, I like him. I think he would do well with us. I think he's a good player. Yeah.
Yeah. Big up Lisa Chica says, I'm gladly vote for you. Morning, Kate, Jimbo, and chat. The link is in the at the pinned part of the chat. So thank you very much. Jimbo's like the kid's cartoon character. You should do it. I don't know which cartoon character. Goofy.
Goofy.
Shady Club, when you have someone with a criminal record owning you and you have Paratici working for you, but it's never said, oh, Mark.
Yeah, no.
He doesn't work for us anymore.
You know, I agree with that as well. If the Paratici is still working there. But look, at the end of the day, it is the fans that suffer with any club that gets punished. So it's such a hard situation, but you can't break the rules and not be punished.
Yeah. Big up, Anthony Clark. Good to see you. Hello, Teddy. Chelsea owners have passion. Thank God they're clueless. Yeah, they do. Thank you very much, Cole Simpson, for the nomination, you legend. That's just tough. They have to be punished fully. I'd relegate them both. Think of all the other teams and fans that have seen their teams relegated because of City and Chelsea. Every club shady. Yeah. Not one of these owners are decent. Yeah, I think there's some truth in that. Thank you very much, John James. You lovely lot. Thank you very much indeed for the nominations. Very, very much appreciated. Where are we? Right, I've done the whole Elise thing. Who else have I got? Let's get rid of that. Back to Benjamin Sesko again. It says Chelsea are keen on Benjamin Sesko, but reports suggest the Gunners now believe they are clear favourites for the forward. Don't really need to say too much on it because we've spoken about him in quite a lot of length already. But yeah, they are favourites to sign him.
I need a wee. I'll be back in 1 minute.
Oh, thanks for that announcement.
All right.
What do you think of Arnie Slot? I think it's going to be interesting whether there's a drop-off when it comes to Liverpool this season, because I'm not sure Klopp and Slot are on the same level. Players are going to have to get used to playing under a new manager. So I think it's going to be... still expect Liverpool to finish in the top 4, but I think there might be a little bit of a drop-off. I still think top 4. Which players Liverpool need to buy? I think they need to start looking at a long-term replacement for Salah and Van Dijk. But we'll see. Thanks, Jimbo gone for Nintendo Wii. Oh, Jimbo looks pretty today. Thanks for sharing that, Jimbo. I need one too. Hopefully doing a member show this week, actually, AJ. I did think about doing one today, but because I took the car for the MOT, it was all a bit rushed and what have you. But hopefully this week, and hopefully we will get in a queries and theories this week as well. Arnie Slot unproven and bald softy. It's 8 or 9 table for Liverpool. Wow. I don't see that happening. I think they're too good, but it will be interesting to see how big the drop-off is and if there is one. But that is a fair old drop to go from where they are down to 9th, 8th or 9th. I'll be surprised if that happens. So, yeah, be interesting. There's a lot of rebuilds going on in the Premier League. It's all very interesting. So you've made everyone want to wee now, Jim. You're pleased with yourself. So we've done Benjamin Sesko. Great, fantastic news, which I did do a small video on it yesterday.
Oh,
Tottenham have finally announced that they will be letting Ndombele leave on a free. This guy signed for us, obviously 2019, around about £55 million, something like that. Last time he featured was January 2022. He's actually made 91 appearances for the club, but obviously they're not 90-minute appearances, but probably, well, without a shadow of a doubt, the worst signing pound for pound in Tottenham's history, and I would say one of the worst Premier League signings of all time as well. I mean, Jim, what do you think?
I think he's the worst signing that Tottenham have ever done in all the years I've supported Tottenham, and I think he's the worst. He's the worst signing I've ever seen in the Premier League. I mean, when you talk about the money that he was bought for, and the money that he's took in wages, I can't think of. I don't know if people might correct me. I think it's the worst signing I've ever seen. He's
Yeah.
complete joke. Honestly, I'm just so pleased he's gone. Yeah, Dan agrees with me.
Yeah.
I'm dumbfounded, right, that he's got away. It's like he's just absolutely pulled a gun out and robbed us.
Yeah, stole an absolute living from Spurs. Makes me sick because it's not like he's not a talented player. He just has no get up and go, or absolutely disgusting. And I am so glad to finally be seeing the back of that. I hate to be so rude, but overweight, lazy bastard. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming. So yes, close the door on your way out. Glad to see Tottenham finally get it right and get rid of him. And then there's this one: Tottenham ready to obliterate transfer record as mammoth deal for England star takes shape. It says Tottenham are heading towards the signing of Eze, and Glasner has already identified the replacement. Yeah, it says while the likes of Man City and Liverpool have been tipped as suitors, Eze, who finished last season with 14 goals and 4 assists from 27 matches, is thought to have given the nod as he wants to stay in London and move to Tottenham. Buyout clause roughly 60 million with 8 million add-ons, so it'd be 68 million pounds, which would take over the signing of 54 mil for Tanguy Ndombele. I mean, Jim, it is looking ever so more and more likely that we are going to get Eze. Are you pleased? Is that your number one target? I mean,
I would be pleased to get Eze, just so that when he's our record signing, we haven't got to mention Undembele's name anymore as our record signing. Because the more you make, every time his name's mentioned, it makes my head go tight. No, yeah, I would love to have him at Tottenham, Kate. I think he would be a great asset. I think he will fit in with Angie's style of football, and there's nothing I don't like about him.
Yeah,
he's got great attitude.
Yeah, I like him.
He seems one of these players that's always smiling, loves playing football.
Yeah,
I've never seen the guy without a smile on his face. I just think that he would be fantastic for us. I really do.
Yeah, I just hope it doesn't end up being another Maddison, because I think we can all agree it's been a bit of a letdown. Madders.
Well, look. Let's not be too harsh on Maddison, right? He's had good spells with us, right? And he had twins. You've got to remember that. So he might have had other things on his mind. Let's give him this season, and then we'll see. And I think Eze is definitely a step up from Maddison for sure. But I'm not going to condemn Maddison just yet.
Yeah. Oh my god, this is hilarious. Jimbo reminds me of the old man from Up. Oh my God, I'm sorry, I need to just get up that picture so we can compare. I actually, I can't cope. It is like looking in the mirror, Jim. Spot the difference, look. It's like separated at birth. That is so funny. That's actually made my day. Thank you, Richard. That wins the internet today. Madison needs someone to give him a slap.
A while ago.
Jim does kind of look like him. Yeah, he does. Madison's been a flop. 10 good games, 1 injury, fell apart. Hoping to get back to standards. Yeah, me too. 100%.
Yeah, but I'm not ready to condemn him, Dan. I'm sure you're not either. But let's give him this season and see if we can kick on with him.
Yeah. But yeah, as I say, looks like it's going to happen, which will be good. Era Van Gogh says Eze, Jimenez, Gallagher, Edwards, Gray are my choice. Gallagher can be replaced with Edison. Yeah, I don't want Gallagher, and I don't think we'd get Gallagher. But a lot of people are saying Edison. I speak to Leicester fans, they're telling you Madders has 10 good games a season, if that. I mean, we're stuck with him now. Let's just hope he kicks in. But big up to all the people watching. Again, 309 on Twitter and 73 on YouTube. So big up to each and every one. If you all the Twitters or the X's came over to YouTube and smashed a like, it would be amazing. But thank you for watching wherever you are in the world. That was all the transfer news I had, unless anything has broken in the last few minutes. Let me just have a look if Fabrizio Romano has said anything. Obviously, the window doesn't open until Friday, which, of course, is the first day of the Euros. It says Tuchel has said he's not going to take the Man United job. He wants a break from coaching. Alvarez has said that he's calm, he feels good and is happy at City, but we'll see what happens. Etienne Capoue, blimey, do you remember him? He's just left Villarreal as a free agent with immediate effect. But yeah, these are all obviously everything I've gone through today is all paper talk because, like we say, the windows haven't opened yet. Excuse me. If we sign Eze, will we play him in the number 10 role? That should focus Maddison and make him up his game, if not sell him. I think so. I think that's where we're playing. I think competition for places is something that's been lacking at Spurs for a long time and something we really need to work on. And I do think Grealish should have gone to Euro 2024 above Maddison. I think Grealish should have gone. And I think, as Jim said, we seem to have, when we played Iceland, albeit it was a friendly, but there seemed to be a real lack of creativity in the squad. And that's what you bring in a player like Grealish for. So we'll see. Big up Chang, who's been a member for 5 months, said, tried my best to bring my fever and throat inflammation down to a manageable level to do appear today, but no luck or positive outcome. Still, come on, you Spurs. There will be a million other opportunities, Chang. Just you get yourself well, and we'll see you next time. We put too much pressure on Mainu, Palmer, Foden and Walton. Yeah, that's what England does, though. And we also tend to overhype these youngsters. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with the likes of Mainu, who's very, very young. Beyond 72, big up choosers. I haven't given up on Matters, but that's why you have a decent squad so you can replace him if he's not on it. Everyone, please like, comment, subscribe, share, do all those things. It really helps the channel out. Shakhtar Donetsk are still complaining about Solomon transfer. We should send him back. Oh my God, I'd send him back in a heartbeat. I don't see us keeping him anyway. There's a lot of talk about him going. Jim, I mean, have you heard that?
Yeah, well, he said that he's training again, isn't he? He said he's glad to kick a ball again. But I mean, I don't know, Kate, with him, what to suggest because we haven't really seen him. And when we did see him, I thought he did well. He played a couple of games, didn't he? But I mean, we haven't really seen him to comment in a Spurs shirt, so I don't know
Yeah.
what they're going to do with him. I haven't got a clue. I mean, he's ours to
this,
sell, right?
yeah,
So they might
this
put
is
him
a
up
bit.
for sale.
This is a bit of good news. It seems like Højbjerg to Fenerbahce is done 18 million. Please let that be done. Never ever want to see him in a Spurs shirt again. I don't rate Grealish. Piss poor season, flops at City. At Villa was a big fish in a small pond. To be fair to Grealish, he's had some brilliant performances for City. If you're in a City team, you don't get the regular playing time. I still think he should have come to us. I think he's a Tottenham player, type of player, but that ship has sailed. But I still think he's a very, very good player. Yeah, I read De Zerbi to Man U. There is a lot of links with De Zerbi as well, but it wasn't that long ago that they were also saying De Zerbi said he doesn't want it. So I don't know what will happen. Yes, everyone wishing Chang a wonderful, a speedy recovery. Big up Rob Belcher, good to see you. Kate, do you remember when I told you him not playing wasn't to do with injury? The season ends, all of a sudden he's back in training. Yeah, I think it's a very political thing. What's going on there? Aston Villa in the Champions League. I know, very good manager. A great many thanks to Mark, Richard, Drula, John James, Potato Stew, Vinley, Rob Belcher, and everyone else for tuning in, supporting. No, Chang's just got a very bad throat. I think he's got bronchitis, so he's a poorly pudding at the moment. Poor Chang. But hopefully he will get better soon, ready to come on the channel next time. Anything else you want to talk about, Jimbo, before we finish? Obviously, I've got to get my car. Looks like it's done. Anything you wanted to talk about?
No, I saw you when I went to the toilet. You was talking about Arne Slot. I think he'd do well. I think he'd do well.
I think there'd be a little bit of a drop off, but Simon, no. What's happened is Kyogo. They've said they'd take offers for him over £25 million. Celtic. I just said, does anyone see it being a possibility because of the close relationship he's got with Ange? But he's 29 years old, and I think a lot of people. I know someone who's, I can't remember who it was now. There's been so many comments, said that they watch Celtic regularly, and he is a slight and lightweight player, much like Brian Hill. So they don't think he will work out in the Premier League. So it was just a sort of a discussion point, really. Slot is a terrible appointment, someone said. Hansen and Campbell get better soon. Yep, 100%. Who will be sacked first? Ange. That's a good question. Who will be the first Premier League manager sacked? Ooh. Ooh.
It's hard to say. You've got the guy, the team's coming up. You know, if they have a terrible start, they'll probably be one of the first managers.
You know who I think will be the first manager sacked?
Who?
Eddie Howe. Because I think they're looking for a reason to sack him anyway, because they want better. And I think if he don't hit the ground running, he'll be sacked. And that's me.
So you think if he don't hit the ground running, he's gone?
Yes.
Yeah, someone's put on his slot.
Possibly. Big up Rodney Trotter. Good to see you. Big up Harmless Potato. Good to see you too. John says there's a lot of viruses going around at present, as well as a hay fever outbreak. So please be careful. Me and my niece have both been suffering from hay fever the last couple of days. Like my eyes today, I could rip them out. They're so itchy. But yeah, anyone watching on X, please do come over if you could, not even if it's not today, but please come and subscribe to the channel. It all helps get the channel out there. Rodgers says he won't get sacked. He'll walk if he doesn't get the transfers he needs.
I agree with that as well.
I hear a lot of people say that. Richard thinks, Arne Slot will be the first one sacked. 29-year-old for Japanese is equivalent to a 23-year-old. Kazumura is playing at age 50. 56? No. Is that true? I mean, it'd be interesting to see Kyogo in the Premier League. We actually have 402 people watching us. Would you believe it?
Yeah,
So big up to
why
everyone
not?
watching. It would be really interesting to see him, but whether it'll happen, I don't know. Thank you and good night to you both. Yeah, get well soon, Chang. We'll speak soon. But take care of yourself, sir. Ange needs technical players, Eze, Tone, Kuna, etc. Eddie Howe, yeah, I agree, Destiny. Oh, and so does Mark. I think Newcastle this season will be looking to go up to that next level, and don't think Eddie Howe will be the one to take him there. Not because I don't rate him, I just don't
Well,
think they will want him. What was you going to say,
it
Jim?
could be the Chelsea manager the way they sack him.
Yeah.
But by the time Eddie Howe's sacked, they could have sacked 2 Chelsea managers.
Yeah. Favorite meal? Oh, what's your favorite meal, Jim?
Steak.
You got that tonight.
I know.
I think my favorite meal is king prawns
King
on
what?
Greek king prawns. I can't say my R's properly. King prawns on a Greek salad with olives and feta cheese. Oh, that's probably my favourite dinner. If I was dying and they said you could have your favourite meal, that's what it'd be. Big up, James. Thank you very much. AJ's off to Turkey on the 20th. How lovely. Lucky you. I would just like to say I haven't had a holiday in the UK for 6 years, and I haven't had a holiday abroad for 23 years. Did everyone hear that? 23 years since I've been abroad. Have a word with Jimbo, please. Come on, smash them likes and subscribe. Thank you, John. Gonna hate me, but I think it'd be Ange. Oh no, it wouldn't surprise me. And to be fair, if he is stubborn and his results don't improve, I will want him to be sacked. If we're playing terrible, but we'll have to wait and see. My Twitter handle or X handle is at Kate1305. So KATE 1305. No way Ange lasts the season. Okay. Eddie Howe won't get sacked. Who can replace him? That's a step up. Newcastle can't spend money, so they can't get a Conte or Mourinho. Yeah, there is that. Thanks for reading 2 of my comments in just a few minutes of joining Best Football Channel on YouTube. Oh, Simon, that's very kind of you to say so. I always try and read out everybody's comments where I can. Won't be. It should be Winstanley and Stewart before Maresca if it doesn't work this year. I think Maresca will be gone within 18 months. That's my prediction. Better half is taking me for my birthday. How nice. Is it a special birthday, AJ, or just another number?
21 maybe.
Wow, Vindaloo's in Sicily. How lovely. Beautiful part of the world. I reckon the Chelsea manager Maresca goes before Ange. Could well be. Wanting Ange sacked with what he's done with the players he's got is scandalous. I agree. But I
don't think there's. I don't think there's. Go on, you go first.
I was going to say football is a results business, and if he starts the season poorly, how long for Levy pulls the trigger? But go on, Jim.
Well, I think it's a small majority of the fan base that want him sacked. I think there's a lot more want him to stay at the minute than sacked. I mean, I don't think he's done anything to warrant people wanting him sacked. I mean, he's got to have a few windows and build his team how he wants it for us to really see where he's going, you know?
Yeah.
So to sack him is a bit
premature. Who wants Ange sacked? I just said I think he'll be sacked. No, plenty of people do want Ange out already. Don't worry about that. Love Spurs. Plenty do. 40, but I don't celebrate birthdays. She tells me I'm wrong not to, and that we most certainly are. Bloody right. Naughty 40. Who could have done better with what he's got? Houdini. Yeah, I agree. I think he's done excellent with what he's got. And I think he needs time. Something that Tottenham aren't very good at giving managers. But let's hope they've lived and learned,
Well,
and that's changed.
well, this season's a big season for transfers to see how we do with transfers, and then take it from there with Ange. If he gets the transfers he wants, then there's no excuse, for him not to have a decent season. So,
Yeah,
if he doesn't, and then like someone just said in the chat, I think he'll walk.
yeah.
What did he say there, Love Spurs? I missed it.
Personally, I don't think he's a Premier League manager, but I'm happy to be proven wrong. You may well be right. You may well be right.
It does remain to be seen. It's the biggest league he's ever managed in, and but after one season, I don't think it's enough to really warrant having him sacked. But let's see. He did well enough to keep the job for another season. That's for sure.
Kate always looks 21. What a lovely thing to say, being that I'm 46. I'll take it though. Who's the Asian guy on your thumbnail? Hold on 1 second. Kyogo from Celtic. I think that is who you are referring to. John James says, wish I was 40 again. That was well over a decade ago. I feel ancient. You're only as old as you feel, or the woman you feel, or the man you feel. Well, actually, not the man I feel, because that would make me 62. I don't want to be 62. Poch will be manager by December. Fully convinced. Hope I'm wrong.
Won't be manager, he means.
No, he said will be our manager. Poch will be our manager come December.
Oh, Poch, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Celtic, big up. Ange has done very well. I don't understand how people can be calling for his head, but being the Tottenham manager, your job's always at risk, of course. Wow, John James has got himself a little young bit on the side. 36. Ooh, even younger than me, Jimbo. But then again, he's younger than you, so 16 years between us. Ben Kaufman, random fault. He left Chelsea because he wasn't allowed to buy anyone. Why do you think he would go to Spurs? I mean, Poch openly came out and said he'd never work under a director of football. I don't think he'd come back to Spurs. Happy birthday to your youngest, John. Hope they have a lovely day. Big up, Mark Cook. Good to see you, sir. That's it, really. I've got nothing else to say. I've gone through. I mean, that was
well, that makes a change.
Wow, 11 kids. I was trying to act frozen, but I can't because I'm blinking. But that is a lot of children. I'm done. No more kids. I should think not. Jesus. 11 children. I've only got one. I can't even imagine 11. John, I'm speechless. I'm just absolutely speechless. Little John James.
You got nothing more to say. You got nothing more to say, and you're speechless. That's two things I've just never known with you.
Yeah, you've got your own football team. They call me Mr. Bombastic, Elephantastic. Poch, our fan base is clapped. You want Poch for what? To develop who? Yes, Jimbo, take Kate on holiday.
Right, let me have my little say here. I actually offered you the other day to take you away, and you said no, not yet.
Where?
I said you would have a holiday.
Where?
Somewhere in England.
I don't want to go in England. I want to go somewhere where I can lay on a tropical beach.
And I said to you, next year we'll go abroad. And you said you would rather wait. So I did offer to take you away.
That's my dream.
We discussed we're going to go to the Maldives next year. That's what we discussed.
That's going to be our honeymoon, even though we've been married for 16 years this year. We've never had a honeymoon. But the thing is, by the time we would go now, kids would be off school and I wouldn't want to go because I can't cope with children. My son's nearly 18, so it's fine. But other people screaming kids, Fifth in your first season when you lost the best striker in the world seems like a decent job. Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
David says, and we'll win the league. Come on, loving it. Good afternoon. Big up Daniel Sandoval. Always good to see you, sir. Hope you're doing well. Basically, every club has a director of football now. If you don't want to work under one, he won't have a job. Yeah, I hear you, Ben. I hear you. But I'm only saying what he said. But yeah, Jim, was there anything else you wanted to cover before we go?
No. I think you've covered it all.
Yeah, I mean,
what's Paddy said? He said something about going over there. What's he said? Come over to.
Come to Cala Dior with me for 3 weeks in August. It's heaven. That sounds lovely. I don't even know where it is, but it just sounds nice. Where's that? I'd be livid if Pot's come back. She's sure. Take her somewhere hot, Jimbo. Pull your finger out. Yes. Take Kate to Cape Verde, Jim, if you want the beach. Oh, all these people saying these nice places. Benidorm? I don't want to go to bloody Benidorm.
Cheap and cheap.
Someone's telling them take Jim to take me to Benidorm. Go raving. I want to go on a holiday where I can see the bottom of the sea because it's so clear. Loads of lovely soft sand, a nice hammock on a palm tree, and people serving me cocktails. That is where I want to go. Yeah, and fanning me with big palm leaves. The Maldives is my dream. On one of them huts where you have to go down the slide to get into the sea. Oh my god. Yeah. So what's this? Potch manager software team.
Vindaloo. That's quite funny.
Where are we?
Vindaloo, the one you just had up. He put 11 goals.
Oh,
you must have your own car space.
With Eze, Tony and Kuna with a number 6 in the Paulinho mould, he could compete for the league. Let's hope. Mallorca is where I will retire. I've never been there. I've been to Menorca, but not Mallorca. Croatia is not somewhere that's ever appealed to me, actually.
It's nice. I've been to Croatia. That's nice.
Have you ever been to the Seychelles? Have we ever been to the Seychelles? I've never been to the Seychelles. Have you ever been to the Seychelles, Jim?
No, I don't think so.
Well, the Seychelles or the Maldives, either will do. I'm not fussy. Every manager with Spurs are proven losers. This is not me. This is me knowing my club and knowing how the chairman works. Jose wants PAH at Fenerbahce. Yeah, someone said that. Tenerife. Oh, do you know what? I just want to go on a nice holiday somewhere. It's been far too long. Me and Jimbo have been together all this time and never, ever been abroad together. Jimbo, take Kate to Tobago Beach and do a podcast from there. She deserves it. Ah, thank you, Diego. I think I deserve it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to bloody take myself. I'll just bugger off on my own. Jim will go, okay, we're doing a show today. And there'll be a note saying, bye, I've gone to the Maldives. That's all I'm going to say about it. I do love Brighton, but no, thank you. New Zealand, my cousins live there. But yeah, one day you'll just see Jim at home, sat there like that, and there'll be me on my stream, and it'll just be a tropical, gorgeous background.
I've been telling you for how long that we're going to go to the Maldives next year. Have I not told you this 1,000 times?
Yeah, but you keep saying next year, next year, next year. Amelia thought you said this year, and she got really excited. Barbados, that'll do. Barbados, Margate. Yeah, this is the one. Take Kate to the Maldives. That's the one. Look at Love Holidays, Kate. You can book everything a year ahead and pay monthly. I did it for Lanzarote this year already. Don't tell me, Paddy. Tell my bloody husband. He should be whisking me away somewhere wonderful, like the princess that I am.
Terrible, yeah.
Good.
I'll take you to the Falkland Islands, Shemtan, and leave her there.
I'm not going. That was 23 years ago. Big up to her. Right, I'm going to end it there because it's making me want to go on holiday, and I think my car's ready, and I need to watch this video they've sent me. It says 49 items okay with no items needing attention. So that's good. Big up Marlon. Good to see you for ages. Hope you're well. And I don't actually want to go to Disneyland. There's too many people. Sorry, Amelia, but there's too many people there. Yes, take me now. Or Disney World. Yes, this time next year we'll be in the Maldives. Yes. Sandals Resort, Montego Bay is kids free and worth it. Oh, I like the sound of that already. Kid free. Lee Smithy Smith. Oxford's very tropical, aren't you, Kate? Lee, I miss you. Need to call you soon. I miss you. Are you back in sunny Blighty? Kate, there is someone behind you. Might want to look. Afghanistan is hot. Stop it. Jimbo, get Kate a Range Rover. I like Richard Hutchinson. He's one of my favourite people at the minute. He's telling you to get me a Range Rover and take me to the Maldives. Go see Chang in Malaysia. Cheap flight and you'll be in Bali over an hour. Oh. Jim, you could put balloons on the house like the fella in Up and travel that way. Grimsby for a kipper. Oh God, what have I started? Sorry, Jimbo. Turkey's hot. Yes. Somalia is hot. Let's get liking and subbing if you haven't already. Let's help this lovely couple out. Listen, it's been a brilliant show. We've had well over 420 people in, which is unbelievable. Great talking from the chat as always. Lee says, I'm back in Bulgaria until Thursday night, so ring you Friday. Okay, my lovely. It was wonderful making them, yes, but they're a handful. Yeah, the children, I'm sure they are. Yes, Hawaii, that'll do. I've seen Magnum. It looks nice there. Antarctica is cool. But yes, I'm going to keep on at gym all day today. I've just decided. Big up, Vindaloo. Enjoy your barbecue. Thanks for coming in, and I'll speak soon. I will be back this week. I'm not sure what days. I've got queries and theories to do, possibly Wednesday. And I'm not here Wednesday. Possibly Thursday.
Yeah, it won't be Wednesday, I was just told.
We'll do queries and theories Thursday. Wednesday, I'm going to do a member show. And then we may be back Friday, ready for the Euros. We may not. Thank you, Leo. Yes, you can nominate me by following the link pinned at the top of the channel. I will put it on the community page as well. But I kind of feel a bit embarrassed, like awkward asking people to nominate me. It just feels a bit weird.
Right. That's what as a YouTube person, that's what you do.
Yeah, I suppose.
Bloody hell, they're all trying to get me to take you on holiday, and you're worried about putting out there for them to vote for you. Yeah, thanks, Paul.
Yeah, have a brilliant day. Oh, for the Best New Content Creator Award, Lee, at the Football Content Creators Awards. The nominations are open now, so I've been asking people to nominate me if they don't mind. So, yeah. Listen, thank you so much to everybody for watching the show, as always. Join us on Wednesday for a member show, which will be fun, where we will talk about the up-and-coming Euros, transfer news, and anything else you want to talk about. But apart from that, have the thank you very much, Lee, you ledge. You deserve it, and your channel will continue to grow, Kate and Jimbo. We've got your back. You're so sweet. Thank you, John. I won't be for the abuse of it. You don't get it off me. It's off my husband. It's off Jim. It's nothing to do.
I didn't give him an abuse. I give his club owners abuse.
Yeah, big up, James. Listen, everyone, have a brilliant day. Thank you very much to Paul G for being a member for 3 months, for Chang for being a member for 5 months. Let's make Tottenham great again. What a good way to finish. Enjoy your day, everyone. And as always, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you fucking Spurs.